is what we're actually converting into a money order. And if you look up the word remittance, it is a species of money.
Exactly.
That is why they want you to send that statement back with the bill, because they take it and turn it into money again. They've been doing this.
Yep.
Okay, now you can do
also, it. Below your signature, you will again write out authorized representative.
Ah, very important.
Yes, because you're authorizing, in our case, the IRS to go to the private side account to process the funds to do the discharge.
Now, why are we paying the Treasury? And is the Treasury paying the bill? What's the flow on that?
Yeah, because, we have to process in and process out. You have to remember what the IRS does most effectively, above all, besides irritate people, is count beans. So they have to have, it's a double entry process.
The accrual system, double entry.
Under GAAP, yes. Generally accepted accounting principles.
So you're
debit and credit,
and then,
right. Because when it goes to the IRS, it goes in as liability funds, Federal Reserve notes.
Okay, the obligation, the U.S.
Right. When they pay it out, it's hard assets. So just as if they were paying in silver or gold. So you're actually
money goes in as a debt and it comes out as a credit.
Yeah, there's a difference between debt and asset.
Right.
So this is why
it comes out as, even though it's all debt money, it comes out the other end as an asset because it's what we're spending.
Right. We're spending an asset.
Show it as a okay. So, but it's debt in, debt out, basically.
Basically, yeah. Because the people that they're paying don't care which way they get it.
Oh, no, but they get an actual check, though, right?
But they get, in most cases, they get what they call a Fed wire or electronic transfer. It's all credit.
One question I do have, though, is why is it even in cases where the process works, like for a credit card, for example, they'll shut off the credit card? What's with that?
Because they're losing the interest.
Oh, so then they just kill your account?
Well, sure. What does a bank want? How does a bank make money?
Yeah, off the interest,
Interest.
So, but if you keep using the card every month, though. Oh, but I guess they know now you're going to just remedy it every month.
Yeah, it would be like having an American Express card, no interest if you pay it off every month. I'm sorry, we didn't make any money off you. Why should we deal with you?
So is there any kind of solution to that? I mean, because eventually, you're going to be able to keep getting credit cards. What's the deal there?
Well, that's where I would have people transfer over to using the WHFIT instead of the A4V, which it's a more advanced process and a little harder to understand. We'll get to that point at some time and make it completely step by step, basically boilerplate for people.
So really, then this comes down to you satisfy the debt, but we don't want you as a customer anymore because now we can't make any money off of you with interest because you're going to pay off every month.
Well, yeah, you quit being the victim.
Ah, that's so funny. So, in your experience, have people been able to go back and get new cards, or how's that working?
Oh, sure, yeah, no problem. But I will also explain a process when we get into the WHFIT whereby you can establish a line of credit with a bank and they're guaranteed payment.
Oh, yeah, we're going to really get into that.
We
are absolutely going to get into that.
I'm going to tell you way later downstream, probably not on this call because I think we're going to be running over here shortly, but I can actually tell you a way to go down to your local grocer and say, Mr. Grocer, I will give you tax credits. You give me a line of credit of, say, $50,000, and you tell me when I need to give you more credits. And he'll be happy. He'll be happy to talk to you.
Give you a little debit card for your groceries every month.
Well, there's also a thing called the Treasury debit card.
Oh, the black card.
The black card. DTC has one too. It's white. I don't know.
We have somebody that recently made a trip to the Federal Reserve to set all this up, and we're still kind of waiting to hear what happens.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But what we're hoping to do at some point in time, and there have been some changes within the IRS within the last week, and I want to cover those too because it actually helps us tremendously. One major change. But eventually, what we're hoping to do either by using the straight accepted for value process that I just laid out, or a modified accepted for value where we use some of the WHFIT processes by using the 1099s, or using a straight WHFIT process, is we hope to get to the point where Treasury understands that we are bringing all of our accounts into honor, and we're going to ask that we be given the Treasury debit card, which tied in directly to our account.
I was wondering how you was going to get that.
Well, I have my ways.
I know that's right. I got your back.
I have my ways.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to grow up into the WHFIT. And when he says WHFIT, folks, it's WHFIT, which is the, what's W again?
It's widely held. Fixed investment trust, right.
And that isn't a process or an entity or a policy, whatever you want to call it, that
that basically is a SESTQ trust.
That's how we access. It's a more sophisticated methodology of accessing the same exemption that Ralph and some of his cohorts have figured out, and he's going to be sharing with us down the line. But we're trying to just get everybody a basic, strong, fundamental understanding of the A for V process. So we've gotten into some of the history, account information, converting the statement into the actual money order.
Right. Do you want the addresses?
To the Treasury. You can go ahead and throw it out there.
Okay. Because there are three addresses that work with this predominantly. They are the people that are the specialists, and this might sound odd to people, but these three offices I'm going to give you addresses for are all criminal investigation offices. They are CID. These are enforcement people. They're not the people you call on the phone. I call and talk to them, and you may get to that point at some point in time. But these are the people that know every rule in the book and how to get around it, if there's a way.
About this stuff. Okay.
About this stuff. Yep.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
nothing to be scared of.
No. These people are marvelous. Let me give you a little example. One of my group members last week was trying to do a purchase using the WHFIT process, going to the vendor saying, I'm going to give you tax credits, blah, blah, blah. And went through the accounting, talked to the head accountant at the dealership, talked to the owner, talked to the attorney, and everybody was on board. No problem. We'll give you whatever you want. We'll give you whatever we want. We want to know how we're going to get paid. So she was not quite understanding the exact process herself. She called the IRS at a number that I gave her, and they transferred her over to the credit department, tax credit department. Okay. And she talked to two senior supervisors, explained what she was doing, asked them if it was legal, and they went, okay, well, we're pulling your Social Security number up on the screen, and we see that you're one of those people that found the magic code and submitted your paperwork. And yes, you guys have a perfect process, and it is entirely viable to do exactly what you want to do.
Wow.
And we'll be happy to talk to you anytime you want to call.
Oh. So were they able to tell her how her vendor was going to get paid? Was she able to clear that up?
Yeah, she got it all cleared up. She's driving around a brand new yellow Camaro.
Get out of town, man. This is awesome. Okay, it's going down, folks. It is going down.
And we will use these same three offices, plus another one that I'm not going to tell you about yet, but it ties in with the first address I'm going to give you. They established a new office for the WHFIT process. But for the A4V, we use the IRS Technical Support Division. Okay. And that's the Treasury UCC Contract Trust Office, Internal Revenue Service at 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest in Washington, D.C. And I know I went fast, and I hope everybody got it. If you didn't, well, I will send these to you.
Archived. Download the show again. And I put the email address commonlawmethod@gmail.com for
there you go.
inquiries, anything of that nature, give us a ring.
Right. And the other one is Internal Revenue Service, stop 4440, Post Office Box 9036, Ogden, Utah 84201. Thirdly and lastly, for now anyway, Internal Revenue Service, Criminal Investigation Division, Box 192, Covington, Covington, Kentucky 4